My name is Cody Beto. I grew up around here in Corpus Christi, Texas. Went to school at Cal Allen High School. My dad's been racing since 1978, so basically since I've ever been thought of, I've been at the racetrack, and it's all I've ever wanted to do my entire life, ever since I was a kid. I grew up watching him on VHS tapes on repeat. Just once it would finish, I'd rewind it and watch it again. So it's basically just been my lifelong dream just to step in his shoes and do what he did. I started racing in 2009, whenever I was about 20 years old. When I was in school, he basically, he was doing a lot of the racing, and he was one of the big dogs. So he would be traveling all around Texas and racing all over. He won a few championships later on in his career. When he stayed around here locally, he won a bunch of them, around 8 of them locally. So it's kind of some big shoes to fill. The first time I raced, I was really nervous. I would just be pacing. I had butterflies, almost sick to my stomach, just because you never know what it's going to feel like, or what you're going to experience out there, or how it's going to go. And when you have a last name that's well known around here, there's a lot of pressure on you to excel and do as good as he did. The average person here is basically just like a regular Joe. They all have 9-to-5 jobs, maybe even more. They always are going to work. Then the only time they have to work on the race cars is after work or before work if they're working nights. This racing has cost the same thing since the 1970s, every penny you have. And it's just the hardest working bunch of people. Most giving. Most of these guys will give you their shirt off your backs.
Oh, the adrenaline rush. I mean, it's just there. You got good friends, good people to hang out with, and the adrenaline rush is just, once you get in one, it's like an addiction. Nope, beg, beg, beg. My dad said, you can't get a race car till you can work on it yourself, because that's the main thing, is the side time of working on them, keeping them going. So you start race cars, you gain a family. I mean, everybody will help you out. Something goes wrong on the car, there's 20 people out here that'll give you the part. So, you know, you gain a race family.
I started racing when I was around 23, 24 years old. I was in the military for a minute. And then when I got done doing that service, I took up racing. It was a family thing, so I just kind of kept going with it. I would say the moment you pull out onto the track and you can you're still at a pace that speed, and you, out of the corner of your eye, you see the fans, you see your family, somebody waving, sponsors, whatever it is, the kids at the fence, you know, that's what it's all about. We all have a need for speed and a drive to win. We're all competitive, but when you see the fence, the people, the fans, that's the moment.
I would describe dirt track racing as family. Most of the time when you're here at the dirt track, if you have something break, if you have anything go wrong, you can go to pretty much anybody's trailer and get parts, and nobody second guesses it. These guys are pretty much family. They'll hand you parts and not question you getting it back. So my dad, man, he sacrificed pretty much through my whole childhood for me to race, whether it be motocross or race cars. And I went to school. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to tech school, get into flight simulation, and have a good career to where I'm able to help my dad support the racing cause. Actually, I raced motocross when I was 8 years old up until I was 16. We got out of that and started racing circle track. We actually started racing on the asphalt and transferred over to dirt.
You know, everybody wants to race NASCAR, and you've got the Busch Grand National Series, or you see Budweiser plastered all over everything, and it's not that they're really good at identifying as the everyman. That's where they've made it. And sometimes I think these guys kind of turn their nose up at maybe a small batch because it's like, oh, well, I don't know anything about that. And everybody's afraid of change. And if, you know, Budweiser or Bud Light's gotten you there for the, you know, all your life, that's what your daddy drank and what his daddy drank, it's that kind of mentality. And I think if maybe a small batch or a craft brewery can come in and be like, hey, we're like you. This is our passion. This is our baby. We work 50, 60, 70 hours a week to perfect this beer, and we feel that same kind of passion that you do about your race car. I think maybe that's where the disconnect is. And I think that that's what it's going to take to maybe get these guys to, you know, crack the top on a stout once in a while, or drink a 90-minute IPA, or what, you know. I think that's what it's going to take, is just that identity as we are you. We are where you are, we are where you've been, and we're where you want to be.